بالعلم بل بالأدب تنال أعلى الرتب فعش حياة العلماء واقرأ صنوف الكتب ودم على
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. I'm happy that you are here and we are meeting this week, and we are discussing, discovering, exploring, testing, applying a critical concept of human life. And that is part of it last week, and here second week, and we will have also the third week. Last week we were talking about emotional tension versus a creative tension, or how to transform. Today we are going to title the topic is short circuit and complete circuit. And this is an indication exactly how you transform the emotional tension into creative tension. Either you go through a short circuit or complete circuit. What we mean by that, uh, short circuit, you immediately translate that tension into action. That is the short circuit. And that might work for few things, but for the most issues in life is bringing disasters. I mean, let's say I'm hungry, so there is emotional tension, and I go and eat. That might be working fine. Why? Because the triggers of this emotional tension is well defined and very limited. I can only eat this much, and that's the end of it. And that is basically applicable to all the basics need. Like, as we said, food, uh, shelter, clothes, sleeping, breathing. These are very limited. Human being can only use very limited things. So if the emotional tension comes and you jump immediately into action, it will balance it for a little time, and then it will recur again. This is not what we are really facing when we go to things that are unlimited, unknown, and defined, like the other triggers, like needs, like wants, like desires, like enjoyments, like temptations. Those are unlimited and not undefined. So when you have the emotional tension, if you immediately go to action, you bring the following bad things to yourself. So, number one, fear, anger, shame, confusion, insecurity, unmet desires. That's all result of unmet desires. Also, unmet desires bring feels heavy, reactive, chaotic. Bring pulse you pulling you toward escape, blame, paralyze. Keep your attention on the wound. So that's what brings emotional tension in all these triggers, that is, other than the necessities of life. It'll bring all of these things because always there is no limit to it. And there will be always unmet desires, unmet goal, animate vision, animate basically enjoyment, because there is no limit to it. Now, if you are able to transform the emotional tension into creative tension, then you will enjoy the following. You will be clear in your vision, purpose, aspiration, and alignment. You feel it challenging but meaningfully. You create movement towards something higher, and you keep attention on possibilities, not on wound or unmet desires. Now, with that in mind, we have to realize that life, all of it, from A to zero, is continuous emotional tension. Everything. This is what life is. From A to Z, emotional tension. And supposedly, human being taught, um, trained, and enlightened to transform that energy into different energy. That is useless energy, harmful energy, fire energy, into a building, constructive energy, which is the creative tension. So, how you move from that case to this case? So, let's again emphasize that no human being, even animals too, that live free of emotional tension. Life by second, by hours, by days, by moment, by movement, it is no more than emotional tension. Triggers from within you, triggers from your surrounding to trigger that emotional tension. Emotional tension is just like uh, generating energy, generating current. And if you take that current through a circuit that resistance in it is zero, you cause fire and distraction. But if you lead that current, that energy, into a path, into a circuit that is complete, has in it the design, desirable resistance, it will become useful, beneficial, and constructive. And that's why the title is Short Circuit and Complete Circuit. Many people in those areas, which is, as I said, the area beyond the basic necessity, they go immediately into action, and that is the short circuit, and that's what brings all the problems. Now, how you how you really, so if your life is no more than emotional tension, how you from this generated energy, how you transform it into a constructive energy, which is the creative tension. The first, as we said, the first step is not action. The first step is seeking clarification. Be clear on the following two questions. Question number one is, what can emerge from this tension? What can or could emerge? And never say, why this happened to me? So if you ask the question, why this happened to me, or why I am like that, then you are basically uh, harvesting, as we said, the anger, the blame, the shame, the confusion, the insecurity, the unmet desires, the reactive, the chaotic, the pull toward escape and blame and sleep, or uh, all other things coming from there. If you ask the question, when this happened, why this happened to me, or why I'm this way, Rather, if you ask the questions, what could emerge from this tension, from this energy that is already created? And so we said the right step is first clarity. And here the role, the function of the mind comes in. Mind is no more than enablers to understand reality and its limitation. That's what is brain, what is intellect, what is knowledge, what is skills. All of these, they just are enablers. Two things to do two things. Number one, to interpret reality and its limitation. And second one is to select direction. Once you understood reality and its limitation, then you will be able, using the brain, to select a direction. And that direction aligned with, as we said, with your vision, with your goal, with your soul, with your creators, with your main goal and objectives. Um, Now, we said you seek clarification. What does that mean? Clarification, it should be using, as we said, use your experience, your skills, your knowledge, your past, your data from everywhere, inside and your past and your present and what you see. And from there, you create actions, not reactions. Actions that are structured, intentional, consistent, and also disciplined and cyclic. You repeat and you repeat and you repeat. That is going to transform the emotional tension into creative tension, and you will find yourself moving, inspired, achiever, visionary, making progress, and successful. Now, honestly, the Quran all about these things. Let's say we read Surah Al-A'la, and by the end of it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in the end of it said, uh, or Surah Al-Nazi'at, فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى وَآثَرَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيا. All right? طغى, that has emotional tension, to transgress. Maybe you have power, maybe you're arrogant, maybe you're angry, maybe whatever trigger it. So you have resources to transgress immediately. طغى وآثر, and that is all those actions focused on the preference of pleasure and enjoyment and pride and all of these things. And so Allah said, وَأَمَّا مَنْ إِيش خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى. So the transformation from emotional tension into creative tension said, فَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ. So have iman and say, I'm responsible. Just period. This is what is it. I am responsible. So if I'm responsible, I should not move to an action. I see the outcomes bad. Is going to hold me accountable for it. That is خَافَ. وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ, the second one. نَهَى النَّفْس, what is it? Creating actions that are intentional, that are disciplined, that are aligned with your direction. And so قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها. Exactly, this is how you move. قد من دساها is the one who immediately transform the emotional tension into action, into reaction. Dassaha. Okay, you felt something, you pushed it that way. Instead of seeking clarity and understanding, using your mind, your skills, your knowledge, the data from your surrounding in your life, and design actions that are aligned with clear outcome, which is what can come, what could emerge from these steps or from these actions. And so, and really, that is what the teen is, what the ruh is. And Allah made it clear. And we go into the story of Adam, is a manifestation, clear explanation to those concepts. He said it is a magnet, it is a pole, soul, and the other pole is the body, and these are basically has connection just like a magnet. And the brain in this magnet is going to enable you, as we said, to interpret the reality. I'm here at the crossroad. All right. I see the sign here says south, here north, or here that. Then I realize I'm able to interpret my reality and also able to select direction. I'm going to turn right. I'm going to exit. I'm going to turn left. I'm going to stop. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to yield. It enable you to select direction that in alignment with the 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 question, the basic question that we always know. We always think about what we do, and we always talk about what we do, and that is insignificant, meaningless. The main question is, who are you, and why you do what you do? That is the question. Your mind, your knowledge, your skill, your past data around you is going to enable you to answer these questions. Who are you? Why you do what you do? And um, as maybe you, I'm opening the door for all of us really to take this in our perspective in reading and understanding the Quran. It is no more the whole Quran than how to transform emotional triggers, emotional tensions, which is what you live in every second, into creative tension. And you also use your brain, your mind to have clarity to exactly your reality, your goal, and that is going to enable you to keep the connection. The problem is connection. Uh, but this is also, as we said, cyclic. And those cyclic as the following: from 15 to 31, you basically establish your career. You are stable, and you have a family, or you have a job, and you have a children, and that is a path led to a stable routine part of your life. From 31 from 32 to 61, you really travel toward the pinnacle. Right, I'm retired now, I'm done, I did, and this is so. What is next? The next is the most important, fruitful part of your life is projects. This is the time for designing, establishing, building projects in all aspects of your life. You are well qualified. You have the experience. You have the wisdom. you have the knowledge, you have the resources, you have the vision, you see reality around you, and you are most qualified to accomplish significant projects that really create values for life and for others. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.